So I gave you your post-it notes already. So what we're going to do, I showed you my chart, and we are going to move our post-it notes around this chart as we read, okay? Your guys' job is to listen to me read and follow along with me reading and ask yourself questions, all right? Why would you ask yourselves questions as I would read? What would that help you with, Owen?
Like understanding it more and like...
Exactly. Remember that word comprehension? Helps you with your comprehension, right? So how does having questions in your mind help you understand nonfiction? Remember, nonfiction is
Not fake.
right. It's real facts, something that's real. So how would having questions in your mind help you understand that? Who knows? What would asking yourself questions do? Help you be a better reader. Chloe?
And I bet you know it's word of the day, because this would get the head Batman, but
Kind of understand it more better and get everything.
Right, like you said before, the way you understand things is you ask questions. If you never asked a question in your life, you probably wouldn't know that much, would you? No. Okay? So, Chloe, or Owen?
And also if it's like a mystery book, if you ask questions, you might find the answer to them to help you like either solve the mystery or actually just...
Right, exactly. Okay, good point. All right, so here we go. It's your guys' job to ask yourself some questions right now. Here's the only thing I'm going to show you. The title of the article, which is, Who is this tiny pink creature? And the picture. That's it. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Oh, I already have.
What questions do you have? Don't ask me. I want you to write them down on the post-it note. Okay? Think of a couple that you have in your brain. I'll hold this up and I'm going to write one question too. I'll let you know. All right, so where do you think this will go on our chart? Before, questions during, found the answer, inferred the answer, any more information? Which one will it go under? Before, because it's before we read it, so just stick them on there. You can overlap them if we run out of room. So Chloe, you can put yours right here. That's good, as long as you can still see Camille's. Perfect. All right. Camille, what was your question?
The pink creature looks like a hedgehog.
Okay, so is that a question though? What would you classify that as? Right, a comment. Okay, so how could you turn that into a question?
Why?
Or you could say, why does it look like a hedgehog? Or is it a hedgehog? Right? So why don't you write that on the bottom just so we can have a question? Chloe, what was yours?
Why is there furry things on the bottom?
Okay, so why is there furry things on the bottom? If you look close, you can see a little fur on the bottom. Owen, what were yours?
This one, well, why does it have the like fur in there? And then the other one was, what is it?
Right, what is this thing? Is it, you know, an animal? Is it something that lives underwater? There's so many questions I have. Right, could be. The question I thought of was, can I keep it as a pet? Could I bring this home and let it sleep in my bed with me like I do my dog? And can it be my pet? I don't know. All right, so what did you... Okay, so you changed your question altogether. And what did you change it to? Why is the pink? Okay, so I forgot a word. I'll let you fill that in. While Camille's doing that, I'll give you guys these articles. Your job is to just follow along with me as I read, all right? I'm going to stop and pause. I'm going to stop and pause and give you guys some time to either figure out whether your question was answered, and you can move it on the chart to found the answer, or if you figured out the answer on your own, or if you never figured out and you need more information. And as you're reading, get some Post-its ready. Here's some more. As you're reading, you can also think of more questions you have, right? So you'll probably hear some more things in this article that will make you think, wait a second, what did that just say? That sounds a little strange. This isn't just any old animal we're dealing with. All right. Well, it's not just a regular animal. It's special. I'll keep this here for you guys. All right. So the title is, everyone put your finger on the title so we're all in the same place. Who is this tiny pink creature? And it says, here's a riddle for you. Which animal is tiny with a pink shell and fluffy white fur underneath? You may have a hard time guessing this one. This animal is not so common. It is also a little strange. Actually, you may have never even heard of it. It's a pink fairy armadillo. Have you guys ever heard of that before? Yeah, but have you heard of a pink fairy armadillo? No. Me neither. So what makes this little critter so unique? Well, wait, we'll move it in just a second, but you're on top of it. Good job, Owen. First of all, it has a funny name and it's the color pink. It also has a really hard shell that sits on top of its furry body to protect it. The pink fairy armadillo is a mammal that is related to the other types of armadillos you may already know about. They are in the same group of mammals as anteaters and sloths. Alright, we'll stop right there. So, Camille said that she knows what an armadillo is, right? Mm-hmm. So you'd heard of that before, but have you ever heard of the pink fairy one?
Nope.
No. Owen, which one were you going to move?
I was going to move what is that?
Right.
I did not look carefully. I did not look carefully because I actually did not know there was lines on its back.
Oh, you didn't see the lines on the shell? Yeah. Well, let's see. That could be a question you write down. You never know. As you're reading, if you think you might know something, if you have a question, write it down. I'm going to give you guys about 1 minute to write any questions you have now. So we've moved one. If we run out of room on the paper, we can just put them underneath too and just keep it in the same spot. T-E-X-A-S. Do you think it should be capitalized?
Should I put this here?
Yes, because it's during. Questions during. And if you don't have a question at this time, Camille, that's okay. Okay, so Owen says,
why is it so small?
Why is it so small? That's a good question.
Maybe it's a baby.
Could be a baby. Who knows? Camille, your question is? I interrupted you. That's all right. Why don't you? Yeah, I think you will. So we'll keep going, and I bet it will come up because it was in your brain already. All right. So now I'm on the second paragraph. The pink fairy armadillo is the smallest kind of armadillo. This armadillo's entire body is only about 5 inches long, and it weighs less than a pound. Even though it's so small, the pink fairy armadillo has gigantic claws. In fact, its claws are so big it has trouble walking on hard surfaces like rock. These claws help the armadillo dig into the earth for food. This animal can dig very quickly. If it feels threatened, it will bury itself in the earth in just a few seconds. As for food, the pink fairy armadillo loves to chomp on ants. That's its favorite meal. They like to dig burrows near ant colonies where large numbers of ants live. It also eats worms and other creepy crawlers. Sometimes it will even eat plants and roots. All right, so were any of our questions answered?
No.
Let's see. Oh wait, what's yours say, Camille?
Why is the creature called the fairy?
Oh, that's a good question. Why does it have that name? All right, so let's think about Owen's question. Why is it so small?
Well, it's maybe predators it would be hard to fit in the hole to get on the tails.
Okay, so we could infer that it might be hard to fit in the hole where it lives. What kind of animals does it eat? Does it eat really big animals?
And so, like, why does it have big claws if I had that question? Because, like, to make, like, a giant or hole, that, like, if they dig towards the ant hole, like, make a bigger hole for the ant, so the ants would come through that hole. So, like, from one of the holes they made, and, like, if they break open that, then...
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, so once again, kind of like a predator. All right, so let's keep going. Do we think any of our questions are answered so far? Do they live in Are they in Texas? Why are they called fairy armadillos? Why is it so small? All right, let's move on to the last paragraph. Well, second to last.
Wait.
You were busy writing your questions, but now you're on it.